Mrs. Asma R. Mustafa from Palestine, from the Ministry of Education and Higher Education, Palestine. Time's yours. Hello, Ibu Asma.
Yeah. Good morning
Can
from
you hear me, Ibu
Palestine.
Asma?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay.
Yes.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Can you hear me? Good. Good. I'd like to thank Indonesian universities and institutes for hosting Palestine and electing me as a keynote speaker on behalf of my country. And I'd like to introduce myself first. I'm Asma Mustafa. Yes, on behalf of my country. And introduce myself first. I'm a National Geographic and Apple teacher, a National Geographic educator, Apple teacher, Google certified educator, Microsoft. Yes. Is my voice clear?
Yes, it is.
Can I continue? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm a trainer in the Ministry of Education for digital empowerment in education, especially when we're talking about after COVID-19. I'd like to share my screen. Yes. Is it clear?
Yes, it's good, clear.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to discuss, inshallah, the challenges of remote learning and how to overcome those challenges as possible as we can as educators. Responding to COVID-19, remote learning has been developing rapidly so that educators could be able to continue teaching and staying close to their students in COVID-19 time. However, remote learning faces so many challenges and difficulties as it is still in the beginning, and beginnings usually face difficulties. Most of those challenges actually have been easily solved by the skillful professional educators who work hard to keep updated with the phenomenal technological development that we are living nowadays. The first problem faces educators is a lack of formal character of remote learning in some countries. All of the countries all over the world has considered remote learning as an official part of their processes. This made a big challenge for teachers to continue connecting with their students, and this led to a non-united work in some countries, and most of remote learning processes are still individual efforts done by the teachers and non-organized work by the country. The solution is the leaders of education all over the world should make a strategic general plan by the Ministry of Education, of course, and activate the remote learning beside the physical education after COVID-19. We're not talking about remote learning stands as alone as an official kind of learning. Still, we are in the phase of mixing between physical education as well as remote learning together. And the second problem is the negative attitude of some teachers, unfortunately, towards technology and education in general, including remote learning. When we're talking about technology and education, this is a very, very big topic. But remote learning is a branch of electronic learning or technology and education. The solution is we should make workshops and the training for those educators, not only to teach them how to or to inspire them how to be a digital teacher, but also to display some models and some successful stories for other educators so that they could be inspired by those educators, and to tell them more about the advantages of remote learning, about how could remote learning be flexible, and it saves time, effort, and even your money as educator, for both educators and students actually. Educators can help each other. This is one of the best solutions. I have had an experience with my colleagues here in helping each other, in leading each other from inside Palestine or outside Palestine. And we have hosted many experts from Microsoft, Google, new educational platforms that are being developed rapidly recently as a result of spreading COVID-19. Cooperating and collaborating among teachers is a very, very significant kind of solution, and it can help in spreading the culture of remote learning later on if we are forced to use it in other situation. We may really depend on remote learning to continue the processes of education without stopping, and continue teaching our kids. One of the challenges that face the remote learning is some technical problems may face this remote learning, as happened right now with me. The poor connection of the internet, unclear voice, unclear pictures, misusing some educational applications, programs, platforms by educators. This needs to think deeply in the solutions. For the poor connection of the internet, when a teacher, for example, is inside a virtual classroom or a virtual live workshop, he or she might depend on cooperating with other educators so that we could cooperate together. If there is a problem with one educator, the other is going to continue without stopping with the students. The cooperative work among educators in a virtual classroom, this is one of the best solutions. Following the updates of the applications and platforms one by one. Actually, during COVID-19, the educational platforms are being developed very, very rapidly and fast and significantly. So educators should being updated with these applications. For example, Zoom. Take for example Zoom. Zoom has been, developed, so many, too much during COVID-19, as well as Google Classrooms. As we in Palestine depend on Google Classrooms, the Hangout Mates has been developed during COVID-19. So teachers should be updated one by one with those developments so that it could help them in continuing and make a significant learning during cutting up or school's closure. Control the setting and the timing of posting educational assignments at specific times and specific times. This is a very significant point actually, when for example the poor connection of the internet, or I can't do right now as educator, I'm so busy, or the day is I need to do 2 or 3 tasks for my students. I may start and done with them during the night, but I can schedule the time of posting this inside the Google Classroom so that my students, while I am off from the internet, I am away, I'm not even at home, I'm not using my cell phone or my laptop, my students see a new mission has been posted in this classroom while I am off. This is one of the significant advantages and the best solutions for those problems that educators may face. Assigning some distinguished students to follow up with their colleagues when needed, what is called cooperative or learning by colleagues, learning by partners. The same here in the virtual classrooms. So many students, so many brilliant and distinguished students in technology can follow up with their colleagues, and this may, take help those educators from the pressure that they face. This is one of the challenges we face as educators. And some students reluctance to remote learning, unfortunately, as a result of the community's culture, the point of view that our communities till now face difficulties in understanding and appreciating remote learning, which does not match with the remote learning culture. In some countries, only 5% of the students joined the virtual classrooms that have been found up by educators. Some other reached the top 49%, according to the General Global Statistics for May 2020. Those students only need to be joining you, patient, kind educators. Because of technology is complicated for those as a first time maybe to join what is called virtual classrooms and in using technology. So we have to be patient. We have to accept the mistakes, or even some of my students used to try using some features of a program of what is it. It's okay. I can accept those mistakes, but it's a matter of spreading the culture of remote learning among